So we're going to quickly finish the fourth chapter of Avodah Zarah, Samach Aleph Amud Beis 61b in Avodah Zarah. And again, we're a bit ahead in the Daf Yomi. The last Amud ended with a brisa. Tana Rabbanan, rabbis taught in a brisa, Echad Lokeach, V'echad Secher Bais, V'chatzer Shel Akum, Lo Yayin, Srel Der Brisa Chatzer Mutter. If a Jew buys or rents a house in a pagan's courtyard, and he fills it with casks of wine, and a Jew resides in the courtyard, the wine is kosher. Even though there's no key or seal in the hand of this other Jew who lives there, and our Amud begins b'chatzar acheres, in another courtyard. If the Jew resides in another courtyard, the wine is still kosher as long as he has a key or a seal in his hand that he's going to make sure it's going to stay kosher. So go back to Bryce. It's very similar to our Mishnah. If a Jew is making kosher wine that belongs to a non-Jew, it's kosher if there's a Jew who lives there in that courtyard and he has a key or a seal in the Jew's hand. Amalei Rabbi Yochanan Lasana. So Yochanan said to a teacher of Bryces who quoted this Bryce, Tani Afal Pisha Ein Maftech Chaysim B'Yadei Mutar. We should teach it that even when there's no key or seal in the Jew's hand, it's kosher. So B'Chatzar Echeres, however, it's only when in accordance to our previous Bryce, B'Chatzar Echeres Asafal Pisha Maftech Chaysim B'Yadei. But the Bryce says that if the Jew lives in another courtyard and not where the wine is stored, the wine is not kosher, even if the Jew has a key or a seal. Meir says it's not kosher even if he has a key or a seal, but the sages say it's not kosher unless there is a watchman sitting and guarding it, or if there's someone who's going to come every now and then and check it out. The kitzin, that's an interesting thing, that there's set times. He doesn't have to be there all the time, but having set times should make an issue that he knows when he's coming. It's hard to understand. So Rashi has this, and so we're going to have, the Gemara is going to discuss this. What are the sages saying? Alema Sefer, the last part of the Brisa, Tanakamnami Meser Kosar. Reb Meir also says it's not kosher. Ela Reisha the Sefer, the beginning of the last clause. V'amalei Rabbi Yochanan Sana Tane Afal Pisha Ein Maftech V'Chaysim B'Yadei. So Rabbi Yochanan could tell the one teaching the Brisa, no, you should say it. It's even when there's no key or seal in the Jew's hand. Ela Sefer the Reisha. So it's at the end of the beginning of the first clause. V'Ka'amar Well, the first teacher said that if the Jew lives in a different courtyard, it's only kosher if he has a key or a seal. But the sages say that it's always it's not kosher unless there's someone watching it, or if the watcher comes at set times. So the Gemara asks a big question on this. This is a very difficult thing to understand. If he comes if he comes at set times, that's a disadvantage, because then he knows, the pagan knows when he's coming, so he can touch it when the rest of the time. So the Gemara answers, rather we should teach that it's someone who doesn't come at set times. Rather, he only comes sporadically. He can come whenever he wants, and therefore the pagan never knows when he's going to come. And then it's kosher. Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar, the Mishnah says that Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar says that all pagan domains are all one. So they asked, Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar, what is he saying this to be lenient or to be strict? Rav Yehuda Amar Ziri lahakil, Rav Nachman Amar Ziri lahachmir. So Rav Yehuda and Rav Nachman both heard something from Ziri, and they were not sure. One says, so Rav Yehuda said he heard from Ziri that he's being lenient, and Rav Nachman said he heard from Ziri that he's being strict. Rav Yehuda Amar Ziri lahakil, v'achikamatana kam k'shem shebershus ayasa kach bershus akum acher nami yasa v'chashin l'goimlan. Rav Yehuda learned that Ziri learned that Shimon and Elazar is being lenient. This is what the Tanakh is saying. The first opinion is saying that just as it's not kosher in the pagan's domain, so too would be if he's keeping another pagan's domain, because they have reciprocation. That's what we're worried about, that they're going to do favors for each other. Shimon and Elazar but Rav Shimon Elazar says no, it's only if it's in his own private domain. But if it belongs to another pagan's private domain, it's kosher, because we're not worried they're going to reciprocate each other. Rav Nachman Amar Ziri lahachmir. Rav Nachman learned that Ziri held that Rav Shimon Elazar said that all pagan domains are all one, to be strict. V'hachika Amar Tanakama. So this one, the first opinion said, that when he says in his domain it's not kosher, but in another pagan's domain it is kosher, we're not worried that they're reciprocating. But Shimon ben Elazar says it's all one domain of all the pagans, and so therefore we are worried that they're reciprocating, and therefore it's not kosher. So there was a brayso that taught that Rav Nachman said in the name Ziri that it's strict. Amar Rabbi Shimon Elazar, Koshus Akum Achasim Nei Harmoin. That we learned that Rabbi Shimon Elazar explains his reason why he says that all pagan domains are one. It's because sometimes they're deceptive, they're tricksters, they're corrupt, and therefore it's the Tanakama that's lenient and Rabbi Shimon Elazar who's strict. Alright, Tevei Parzak Rufila Aisivu Charmagabarisaihu. In the house of Parzak the viceroy, there was kosher wine that was made by a Gentile sharecropper, or a Savra Abanan Kamid Rav Lamemar. So rabbis were studying in front of Rav, and they said, "Kshin the Goimlin, Hanimili Hecha the Kamoisiv Haigabe Hai." Why are we worried about that they're going to be reciprocating? It's only in the case where this one is going to store his wine with that one, and they actually have reciprocation. Of Olhacha came to Rise, Lav Darki, L'Suve, Biparzik Rafila, Gaim Lechashina. But a sharecropper is not going to, a mere sharecropper is not going to store his wine in the house of the viceroy, Parzak, a big guy. Gaim Lechashina, so we're not worried they're going to be reciprocal. Amar Lahu Rava Adarabba. Rava said, no, it's just opposite. This whole thing where he said we're not worried about the reciprocal favor, it's only where he's not afraid of him. But here the sharecropper is afraid of Parzak because he's his boss. So he's going to let the Parzak come to his house and touch the wine, and he's even going to lie and say, "Oh, he didn't come in here because he's a boss." He's going to lie for his boss. Hu kraka Yosef beichamad Yisrael ishtakach akum dahava koi beinei danei. It was a certain town where they had kosher wine, the Jews' kosher wine, and a pagan was found standing in between the casks of wine. They weren't locked up, they weren't sealed, so they were just open. Marava im nispas alav kaganav chamashori So he said if he would have been arrested for that, like a thief, then the wine is kosher, because I mean it's a Jewish town. He would have either he got arrested or he would have gotten in trouble. So then the wine is kosher, v'lo. But if not, the wine is not kosher. Hadron alach Rabbi Yishmael. We finished the 4th chapter, which we'll return to at some point in the future. The chapter of Rabbi Yishmael, and so tomorrow we'll start the 5th chapter, or whenever the next time. I don't know. Since I went ahead a bit, I don't know if I'm going to do another daf tomorrow in Shabbos, since we're ahead of the game, but I might do one tonight to catch up a little bit. We'll see. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment all the best. That was 61 feet, right?